but that does not affect the business of our session. We are here on a particular purpose, because of a work that is produced by an individual. And before I commence with the actual business of the day, I would like to also make an announcement to say we are graced by the presence of His Honorable Ambassador of the Ethiopian Republic, Mr. Mullegeta Kelil Beshi. I hope I've pronounced the name properly. You know, we are in Africa, and we are all Africans. And I like to mention that one of the...
And a privilege for me to be invited to come and speak here. We met with Netsa the artist when we were running up a program somewhere outside of Pretoria. I was walking with my wife, and I was looking at her, and I said, she's beautiful. And my wife said, yeah, I can see she's beautiful. We greeted her, and she turned out to be an artist. So we both fell in love with her. And then she said, so some time ago, then she said, when I have my exhibition, wherever you are, I want you to come and open my exhibition. So I was in Cape Town today with the Minister of Arts and Culture, launching this month as Africa in a month. While they were there, I said, I'm getting onto a plane, I've got something to do in Pretoria. I just came straight from the airport here, which was very, very important to me. First, I'd like to say, those of you who are Christians, if you open the Gospel according to Genesis 25, they will tell you that Abraham was married to a black woman called Keturah. And then when you go to Numbers 12, they will tell you that Moses, Aaron and Miriam laughed at Moses because Moses had married a black woman. And that black woman was Zipporah. And then King Solomon the wise, who had so many girlfriends, decided too that he must pursue the Queen of Sheba. So whatever you actually do, all the successful Judaic prophets, there's always an Ethiopian woman behind them. Therefore, there's always an Ethiopian woman behind them. So when we are here in honor of an Ethiopian woman whom we have taken over, who's also a South African, who's also an African, we are following the same queenliness, but through another medium, the medium of art. And the title is Peopleness, in art. Art without people is nothing. If ever there's one thing that can bring people together, it is art and it is culture. Last year, my wife and I were invited. We went over to the AU where we're going to contribute to the 2063 agenda of the AU, because we said there's no arts and culture in it, there's only politics. So they said to me, there's a conference, facilitate the process. We did. So when we finished, then I said, my wife packed me into a suitcase and said, let's go to Aksum. We went over to Aksum to go and see the obelisk, go and see the Queen of Sheba Palace that is still to be. From there we went over to Lalibela to go and see those temples that are carved from a single rock. It was bigger than this, to know that Africa and Ethiopia has been in the center of Africa. And in the beginning, Africa was called Ethiopia in itself. That was the name for the whole of Africa. Wherever we went, when people heard we were South Africans, they were very happy with us. and we're happy. So when we came here, we're also proudly South African. But when we come here and we begin to find that there are some of our people who want to harass and to abuse other people from Africa, then it becomes a very embarrassing thing. But also at the same time, we are proud to say there were those South Africans who stood between the Ethiopian and other South Africans and said, you can't do this in my name. Now, we are here today because of one thing that is sensitive, the mind of an artist, the sensitivity of the artist. Looking at the artworks there, done in goat skin, the painting, the marital bed, a lady with a red top, the way in which the paint, the line, the language, the sensitivity is treated, it goes straight into your heart. It actually touches it touches you. Many people do not know art, what art is about. Let me give you an example. If I paint a mountain and a house there in the mountain, and you look at that mountain and the trees and the shadow is on the left, what is the painting telling us? It tells us that it is in the afternoon because the sun comes from this side, isn't it? When the shadow is this side, it means the sun is about to set. So a painting like that is about space. When you say, oh, that house is far away, how long is it going to take me to go to that house? The painting is about space and time, isn't it? Yeah. But when I look at Netsa's paintings, some of them have got no perspective. You can't see the shadows. She has taken the paintings, the space away from us, and has taken time away from us. What happens when you do that? By denying us space and denying us time, it means those paintings there are telling us when we are traveling in the speed of light. That's what physics tells us. When you travel in the speed of light, people can be yellow, they can be red, people can be blue. That's what actually it is, because these paintings here are not just only art, but they're also the expression of the optical physics of the science that we are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. I am awfully very proud that we have young artists, young women artists in Africa that need to be developed, and I also promise that I'm going to do all that I can, that the exhibition doesn't end here. Chief, thank you for hosting this. So why are you looking at the back?
Me?
I thought you were part of this establishment, isn't it? It's part of the establishment. So I'm thanking him for having the vision to host this exhibition. And how long is the exhibition going to be here?
1 week.
1 week. Of course, it is within your power to extend it for another week.
There's a character there.
Ishmael.
Cisneo.
Cisneo.
Yes.
It is within your power to extend it for another week. Can I ask you to extend it for another week? Because I want to ask people if the minister is even free, because he's there. I just sent him his picture as I was standing here to say, I'm opening an exhibition and you are made there on a goat skin and you look handsome. Yeah. that Netsa as an artist has improved you. Thank you very much for being a very good spirit. You see, when people like this, when they say, we ask for a week and they give you a week, and they are South African, they are wiping away the sins of the bad South Africans who give us a bad name. So, Ambassador, thank you very much for being here and everybody for being here. It's my honor and privilege.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ishmael.
Works of a great man need not to be amplified. And for me, is to proceed as well. I know many people are saying, who's this Netsa? And who's this person? What is she? She has just indicated that she's being inspired by the works of the masters, and she specializes on oil paint, and I know she also likes to paint on canvas, and that's what describes her when she does her work. I will not allow her to talk, but you are going to see her talking to you through the works that we're going to see as we enter the exhibition. But I will invite her to come forward so that you see who's this beautiful lady the professor was talking about.
Ismail, remember that the words come from an artist. An artist understands beauty. They don't use the words loosely.
Thank you, Netsa. This is our artist. We are going to interact and share. She will share her views, her motivation, inspiration, and whatever inspires her to do whatever she has produced as we enter and interact with the exhibition. But allow me to share with you, I just took interest in taking a few quotes. When you talk with artists, those are people who are learned, regardless of whatever attire they're wearing, but they read. And they get inspired. And they look at life, science, economics, mathematics, everything. They make it connect. And they simplify life in actual fact. And Cicero used to say, art is born of the observation and investigation of nature. Actually, that summarizes what the Professor Pitika indicated and alluded to when he did the analysis of the exhibition. But also, on the other hand, art is the desire of a man to express himself, to record the reactions of his personality to the world he lives in. That's Amy Lowell, 1874 to 1925. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite the Honorable Ambassador to step forward. I know his role will be to open the exhibition, but I'll allow the Honorable to share a few words with us so that we can hear what is he going to share in terms of the national issues and the global context on art and the role the Ethiopian community wants to play with the South African counterparts. Over to you, Honorable Ambassador.
Good evening, Artist Netsa, Your Excellency, Professor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. When Netsa asked me to open her show, I had a mixed feeling. I was delighted as I am a huge fan of her and of her father's work, like most of us here, but apprehensive as well. I am not a devote of obscure verbal meanderings at exhibition openings, and I am always suspicious if the text is inferior to the work on show. So speeches at opening are not right. Furthermore, I am a politician by profession and a diplomat by career. As such, my daily practice examines gestation as part of the process of decision making, where the object is neither the object nor the art object. But still, I had to consider throwing in few words. Thankfully, Netsa's work needs very little by way of introduction. I felt really speaks for itself clearly, articulately, and is boldly accurate.